Impact, number 224228, coming to you from Charlotte, North Carolina, the second largest banking capital in the United States. Happy to have everybody here today, and we're going to have a fantastic, amazing guest speaker today whose foundation is doing unbelievable things across the earth. When you talk about World Shake and what they are providing for the human race, you need to look no further than this particular guest who will be coming on today. We also will be covering today the recent convention. Had a massive convention all weekend long at Le Méridien Resort and Hotel. Was just unbelievable. 520 people at dinner on Friday night. It was pretty big, and the band was booming. In fact, people were even complaining that they're getting too old and the music was too loud. So that's how booming it was, in case somebody says how booming was it. I'd like to just kick off today immediately with a little 30-second welcome video from Rotary themselves. This is celebrating National Immunization Week, but World Immunization Week. It's been synchronized in most countries now, including the United States, across the world. And this was a video that we had designed with Rotary International called Reaching Every Child for World Immunization Week 2023.
There's nearly 678,290,000 kids under 5 a world. But what's so important about being 5? Well, children who live to age 5 are twice as likely to reach adulthood. That's why vaccines matter so much. For 40 years, Rotary and partners have delivered vaccines globally. Like here and even here, in your neighborhood and around the world, Rotary is ensuring children grow up safe from preventable diseases.
All right, people of action, thank you so much. Patty, were you able to hear that in New York, the audio okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It came in loud and clear.
Okay, and for this meeting, instead of doing our world anthem or the four-way test, which is very popular, I have for you actually, I know we've done flag raising ceremonies before on this network and on this channel, and we typically showcase a Rotary flag going up a flagpole, and when they put up new flagpoles and raise new flags. Today, I wanted to share with you for our opening ceremonies what it was like to be Dr. Pauline Crawford and to be in Houston for the flag commemoration ceremony. I will put that on now in Houston. This is our national convention that was just held. Very rare. The next time we'll have one in the United States will be Honolulu coming up. We're going to have to wait about 5 years. As everybody knows, the next international convention has been building for about 5 years. It is in Melbourne, Australia, here coming up in just a couple of weeks. And so this one was from the host country of the America in a town called Houston in a state named Texas. And I'll just give you a little glimpse of this. I'm not going to play the whole thing, 9 minutes long. We don't have time for that, 25 minutes long. It's ending with the American anthem. And this is what you would see, with 10,000 plus people in a stadium and the flag ceremony. I'll just play a little short opening of this for us.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flag of Afghanistan. Albania, Algeria, Andorra, Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Argentina, Armenia, representing Norfolk Island, Australia, Austria,
Welcome, Elaine. I saw Elaine just popped in.
Azerbaijan, Bahamas,
Okay, I'm just going to stop it right there and say thank you to all the countries. Bahrain, certainly. And we know this one from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh,
So many of our friends.
Barbados,
No, that's not Ukraine. That's Barbados. It looks a lot like it, right? Belarus. I'll just kick it over now and say thank you to everybody for joining us today. So proud to have you. That is a little glimpse of what it's like to put this on your schedule. If you would like to put the International Convention onto your schedule, these are things that you would see. And with that, I'd like to ask Dr. Pauline Crawford, who went to the convention as our new president coming in July 1st, President Crawford, if she would maybe just say hello today, give us her greeting and thoughts as the new president, and maybe what she saw at the International Convention. Dr. Crawford in Las Vegas.
Thank you, President Marty, and all of you. Welcome to today in Las Vegas. It's 8 a.m. and a sunny day. Houston Convention was very impressive, and considering it hadn't been a live convention for the COVID years, I think it was around 11,000 people. I believe pre-COVID, it's been up to 20,000, 30,000. So I don't know how many will be arriving in Australia. But it was very impressive and very splendid. It was beautifully done. All of the stage presentations were immaculate. And it was very uplifting. And especially the flags. I must admit that was a superb part of the morning. Just to see so many flags and to get that response. And then you realize how connected you are around this globe, which is something that I love. I love to think that if I'm sitting in my little place in Las Vegas, I'm connected to people in every part of the world who are sitting in their little offices on their computers. And as you may or may not know, but I'm forging a lot of connections in Africa at the moment, and recently with the Honorary Consulate of Côte d'Ivoire here in Las Vegas, and looking at ways that we can bring some interesting pieces together on education of youth and trade and all sorts of things, which I shall be sharing as the weeks go on. But I think the flags were a very good way to start the meeting, Marty. That was a very good memory of how connected we are through something as simple as flags. So I wave my flag to you today, and I'm looking forward to hearing from Deepak and to the wonderful things that you're doing to help the globe. So we're all here. Let's be global today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pauline, President Pauline, coming in. And I would just say we are going to have some amazing reports today. Shifting over quickly to Patty up in New York, President Patty Frudenberg coming in the year of 2024 to 2025. Did we lose you, Patty, or are you still there?
I'm here. I want to stay focused. I'm going to have the camera on. I get a little distracted, but here I am in New York coming to you live. And, talk about being distracted and staying focused all at the same time was the epitome of the conference this weekend. It was awesome to have like so much going on at the same time. You're learning, you're growing. It was wonderful. It was really, really intense. I do want to just quote the Jennifer Jones, who is still our current first president in 117 years, with her Imagine Challenge, which is still a beta. And you can look more into that if you go to RotaryInternational.org or just Google like Jennifer Jones Imagine Challenge. But I want to quote her here in the letter to the district conference, which, you know, we did receive. Everybody got this cute little free catalog. And I just want to quote one little spot, if it's okay. She says, this year, to Imagine Rotary. Wait. Let me just back up for a second. This is a year to imagine Rotary by envisioning a world that deserves our best, where we get up each day knowing we can make a difference. We don't imagine yesterday, we imagine tomorrow. And I mean, that says it all right there. So again, this was a letter from Jennifer Jones. I just quoted. I hope I didn't botch it with my little granny glasses on. Again, I'm excited. What could I tell you? We're doing good things. We are taking votes now, putting together a form, a very basic general form, putting an award out there to our club, just for our own private internal club, to commemorate in lieu of this beautiful idea. Again, it starts with us now, for our future, and it's called the Jennifer Award. Again, it's just as a memory to us because of what I just read. But it's, again, disclosure, this is our internal award that we're voting if we should go forward with it. So but again, because of what I just read reflects a lot about what the award represents. And we want to put a light on the, beautiful initiatives. Anyway, I'm carrying on. God bless. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Patty. Thank you so much. At this time, I would like to just echo the fact of the global impact we're having. We won an award at the convention in front of 54 clubs, 2,200 people. We were the winner for the outstanding award for global service. That's right. Start kicking up the woot horns there with the confetti. For community service, and our area governor, Peter Bagley, announced the Crystal Trophy, and I went up on stage and got it, and Governor Shandan was yelling, Marty, over here, because I was like, no idea where I was going. And so I left the stage quickly with the trophy, went down, got a photo with the governor, and as soon as I got done hugging him and I was walking away through the crowd to make my way back to the table, I noticed there was Governor Nico, and he was also wanting to give me a hug. He had jumped up from his chair and his table, and I didn't even know that Nico was there, but he jumped up and wanted to give me a hug. So I got a hug from the governor who helped us to create this club, small but mighty. The strength of all of the 46,000 clubs in Rotary is being strong yet mighty. Most clubs are actually smaller than ours. We have 86 guest members and about 34 Rotarians. Most clubs, the 46,000 clubs of our 1.4 million members, donating those 47 million hours per year with $161 million in grants handed out every year, and collecting that $433 million for the foundation, is built on small yet mighty. And we are absolutely, Mike called me yesterday, Dr. Rodriguez, and he said, I got to tell you, for the first year, what this team has done, because it certainly isn't me, but what this club has done is unprecedented for like a new club in Rotary. And he's been around a long time. So I would like to shift the focus over to British Columbia, Canada. We have one of our most illustrious members, a financial genius working across the world, Sean Chan, is going to properly introduce Deepak, our guest today. And I hope that I can say that Deepak Poddar, we are so proud of the humanitarian work your foundation is doing. We understand the legacy of your grandfather and where POD and PODS is coming from and the success of over 400 factories, Deepak. But we are so impressed with your foundation work, and everyone's going to get a chance to see that. Sean Chan from Canada, British Columbia, Canada.
Okay, great. So hi everyone again. Could I share my screen, by the way?
Yeah. Down at the bottom there, you can share screen.
All right, so I'm gonna
The little rectangle, it says present now. It kind of has an arrow pointing
Yep.
up. Yeah, a little bit different than Zoom. We'll apologize for that ahead of time.
Okay. Hello. Do you see anything yet?
Yeah, you're presenting your screen, and here's POD, business presentation. PODS Health.
Okay.
Looks good.
Okay, so you're probably going to start off?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Yeah, nice to meet everyone, and it's so much an absolute honor to be presenting today. Marty, thank you very much. It's a wonderful club, and let's get on with it today. So I'm in Dubai. I'm on a business trip. So good morning to you guys, and good evening to me. Pod is. Let's go to the next slide, where I'm going to start with a quick video, and this will give you some background about where we started with PODS. Okay, thanks, Sean.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's.
Okay. Let me know if you can hear the sound.
Okay.
Move this thing. Sorry.
Just give it a
In
second.
the 1970s and 1980s, there was a well-known and reputable physician from Scotland called Dr. Pod. Well liked and notorious for his kindness and generosity, Dr. Pod made it his mission to give back to the medically underprivileged in developing countries who are unable to access the same standard of healthcare that he was used to providing. After his death, his grandson, Deepak Poddar, was keen to continue his philanthropic work and created PODS Health as a charity organization with a focus on medical treatment and quality medical supplies for all. Set up just before the COVID-19 pandemic, PODS was unable to continue as a non-profit due to the sheer number of requests and sharp price increases forced by the global pandemic. PODS Health is a trusted worldwide brand of healthcare supplies as well as medical equipment. It is headquartered in Vancouver, British Columbia, with multiple branches and subsidiaries all over the world. PODS Health takes responsibility for driving innovation within the healthcare industry, with a big focus on protecting those who are the pillars of the community. The PODS team has over 20 years of experience within the healthcare industry and over 30 years of experience in manufacturing and logistics. As a manufacturer of its own products, PODS Health takes pride in its continuous investments into its research and development, which consistently results in products superior to its competition. With a global footprint and high manufacturing capacity across its product range, PODS Health offers its customers real-time updates and tracking on their orders and provides maximum convenience for end users, no matter the size of their business, industry, or order. PODS Health has been involved with large-scale projects with governments in North America as well as Southeast Asia. In true form to its origin, PODS Health is consistently involved in philanthropic and charity work such as African Dream and the Aditi Poddar Foundation. The team at PODS is a multicultural team with the ability to communicate in over 8 different languages, and its employees are experts in their field. The POD brand is synonymous with innovation, integrity, honesty, and trust. Get in touch today to meet and inquire with the PODS family. POD, innovation you can trust.
Right.
Thank you, Sean. Yeah, so I just want to say, so our family, we've been in healthcare for the last 35 years. I'll start from the right. So my grandparents, yeah, you heard the video. He was very, very helpful, always there to help people. And one of his loving things was his cataract surgeries he used to do for people for free in the eye camps in India. And what we did was we continued that legacy after he passed away. So we continued doing all the charitable work in India that we could do. From there, we also then invested into a group called Patanjali in India. That group itself now is a multi-billion-dollar company and has multiple factories, like 650 factories that we actually have access to in India to produce our own FMCG goods. So we have a really good platform to produce and manufacture the goods that we require. Okay, Sean. Sean, you want to do this?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so Deepak is, through his family background over the past many generations, he's led multiple companies, businesses for the past 18 years. Currently, he's a CEO and founder of PODS Global Group of Companies and a trustee of the Deepak Poddar Foundation. He used to also work for Patanjali as a CEO for their packaging company and several other healthcare related companies. He's also done a degree in medical science at the University of St. Andrews. So I am their CFO, basically. I've one. As you all probably and obviously know, I've been a VP of Finance at Skylab Holding. I've been a CFO in Infocube, which is a tech company, CFO for another tech company, iExpo. I'm also an advisor to several large to medium-sized multi- and single-family offices around the world. I did my degree in economics and philosophy, if you will, and accounting. Our sales, account manager, sales manager, he's been doing sales management for 20 years. He's had a lot of, one of the greatest value that he brings to PODS is his vast network of customers, including his own family, whom has worked at Cardinal Health and Baxter's, and our one of our other greatest pillars in PODS is Dr. Banerjee, who is our board of strategic advisors. He has been a CEO and a very strategic advisor to a lot of global conglomerates in the healthcare space. He's looked at hospitals, other healthcare projects all across the world, from India, China to Africa, on behalf of governments and other various big corporations. So maybe I'll pass this off to Deepak first. Thanks.
A Deepak Poddar Foundation, we set this up in India back in 2011. There we've been helping underprivileged children, getting stationery equipment for schools, and then also what we've been doing is distributing blankets in the winter, because even when we were in Haridwar, the temperatures really drop and you see people sleeping on the streets. So that was one initiative that we used to do, and go out in the evening and help wherever we can. The other initiative that we love to do is fresh water. So we've been doing filtrated water on the streets. So that's been a great success over the summers. Okay, next slide. Yeah, so another thing that we had done was in 2020, when COVID was at its peak, we were contacted by Muriel Browser from District of Columbia, and we donated a lot of ventilators at that time just to assist their immediate requirements. Okay, next. Our family trust in the UK is Patanjali Yogapeeth UK. This is part of the Patanjali group in India, but the charity itself, the main trustees are my parents. So what actually happened was we do yoga classes worldwide. I think there's around 2,000 yoga classes weekly, where people come for free and they can get their health checks, and they can improve their lifestyle. Part of those groups, we did fundraising, and we raised over $1 million, which we put towards the Nepal earthquake in 2015. In Bihar, we had the floods in 2019, which we could see we donated £250,000. This is all done, led by my mother, and the many people and followers that supported the cause. So we try our best to communicate and relate with all the people we know, but we give back through health. Health is something that you can't buy, so we provide that health as much as we can. Next slide. Okay, so now coming to PODS. So for PODS, we have three main pillars of growth. One is obviously PODS Health, which is our devices, consumables, and equipment, and especially it came in handy over the COVID last 3 years. Our other growth area that's been very big is our company in India, PODS Health India Private Limited, where we are actually doing pharmaceutical distribution, and that's grown very well in the last year. The third pillar we have is PODS Wellness. Wellness, we focus purely on nutraceuticals, and then we're expanding that into pets, sexual wellness, and we're even looking at like gummy wellness. So combining pharmaceutical and gummies, for example. So you get the paracetamol in gummy form, and so we're trying to develop and doing a lot of R&D in India right now for that. So that's the three areas that we're focusing on when it comes to healthcare. Okay, next slide. Sean, you want to talk about the market?
Yeah, okay. So this slide was sort of initially with the GCC because Deepak's origins were from India, well, Scotland, Dubai, if you will, central side of the world, if you will. So we're looking at healthcare manufacturing, $516 billion, $500 billion, really sort of boiling it down to about, say, $1 billion is just being conservative for a serviceable market. Some of the players that we have, maybe Deepak, you can cover the slide.
Yeah, so again, this is just to show that, we have a lot of major competitors worldwide. But what we're doing is, we're taking the best from all manufacturers, bringing under one roof, one brand, and trying to help the end users. Because ultimately, if the end users are not happy, the product is useless, right? So what we're trying to do is develop products where we're having competition, but at the same time, price, quality, and it serves purpose. And I think that's where it's differentiating us from our competitors. One of the biggest problems in the marketplace, especially with COVID hit us, was the pricing. I mean, price went up 10 times, 20 times, logistics went up. So how do you control those things? How do you control quality when you're getting mass production? So this is where the expertise from our back end comes, because we either own the factories or we have contracts with the factories where we can actually manage that. And it's based on relationships, because we've had those relationships for a long time. So our relationships with these factories I extend back maybe 30 years, and because of that, new players coming into these factories won't get the same service, won't get the same kind of pipeline that we do get for products. Not only that we're developing products for ourselves, but we're actually developing products for customers that can actually help them as well. Okay, next. So PODS Health, under PODS Health, the products that we're focusing on are gloves, masks. We've been moving on to the antiviral products, orthopedics, PPE in the sense of caps, eye protection, shoe covers. We've also been we've been asked about dental equipment. So most of our dental equipment comes from Pakistan. Our gowns are coming from China. What else do we have here? Medical instruments, syringes. These are all the kind of things that came through under COVID. Yeah. Next. Yeah, so one of our best sellers or most useful products that come is actually our nitro gloves. We developed them in a way that we were being market specific, end user specific. So we bought our own brand for dental, and we even bought aloe vera for more aesthetics, Pink Beauty more for spas, and then the premium blue that we had. These gloves, they were more for the first responders and firefighters. What else we have? Industrial warehousing. So again, you can see the gloves have been varied, and they're all specialized between thickness, quality, and that's where I think we're differentiated our product and done very well with. Yeah. Wellness. So these are some of our products that we brought out in India. So all our manufacturing for the gummies are in India. They're all got certifications. So it's actually very interesting with the gummy products that we're having, that you can actually have vitamins in there. You can have, for example, melatonin. And we're experimenting with the pharma, as I mentioned earlier. But it's been a very good, successful product for us. I think it's a massive future. It also you can serve these products more in developing countries as well, and means the pricing becomes a bit more better, more competitive. It makes it work more sensible. Yeah. Pharma. So we've contracted with multiple pharmaceutical companies in India, mainly in the North India, and we've been distributing within the pharmacies within India. Recently, we've now moved into Central America. We're working with Guinea in Africa, and we're also now working with the Ministry of Health in Vietnam. So again, this is something that's been very exciting for us. And we believe that in the generic market that the pharmaceuticals are much better priced, and obviously to maintain the quality, we ensure that the factories are WHO, GMP, FDA, all the certifications are in place. One of the best parts for PODS Health is we actually have all our certification in place, so we can manufacture, we can distribute, we can export. We have all the licenses in place for a pharmaceutical company in India, which is great because India is the largest exporter of pharmaceuticals, and we believe we can add a lot of value there for sure.
Mhm.
Again, the medical products. These again, this is more with the ventilators, equipment, CAT scan machines. Again, this is very good for developing countries, Africa, South America, Central America, where compliance in the sense of FDA is not so much. But what we're trying to do is get quality machinery, equipment into these hospitals, so people get the proper care. Right now, they can't afford the branded products, and this is where it becomes a big, massive issue. Another issue that we're faced is obviously these, when you're doing these kind of transactions, there's always a mid-tier team in the middle trying to control the transaction, trying to control the finances. But what we're trying to do here is giving the best product at the best price, meaning that we're even half the price of a branded product, and that it means it gives us room to manage everything, which is great. PODS Medcare, this is also a company, our company in Canada. We're doing consultation right now for a lot of hospitals, especially in Ukraine. Where actually one of the reasons I'm here in Dubai is we're consulting for a hospital in the Middle East here. So what we're doing here, we have partners where we're actually constructing hospitals, field hospitals. So Dr. Banerjee, he was actually in charge of the COVID task force for the Middle East. They were putting up a field hospital every 15 days. So you can imagine, the organization, the team. So this is the team that we're using for Ukraine, for the Middle East. So we're now promoting it that way so that we can push the services. I think there's a lot of value add that we can provide, especially with not just the software, we also the manpower, equipment, consumables, and very cost effective. That's the most important thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is an example of some of the field hospitals and equipment that we've used. Correct. Okay. Yeah, a global market presence. Yeah, U.S., Canada. Yeah. Okay. South America, we've been supplying to Brazil. Sorry, Sean. Sean.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, and then you. No, it's fine. No, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We can skip that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not controlling the slides. It's difficult. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Opportunity Ukraine. So yeah, obviously with the invasion of Russia, Ukraine has been in a real bad situation. They were saying at one stage there's 20 ambulances were getting bombed every other day. Hospitals were getting blown up. So they have lost a lot of their healthcare system. And there's been major movements from NATO and partners to actually help and support that. So we have been consulted. We haven't managed to move it forward yet, but we believe that sooner or later we will be hopefully involved at some stage to supply pharmaceutical, any more field hospitals, and then start rebuilding the healthcare system within Ukraine. So that's something that we're hopefully working towards. Yes, Sean, thank you. Other projects we have. So I mentioned about the hospital management project in the Middle East. Well, the reason why I'm in Dubai. We've actually had a contract with the Ministry of Health in Guinea for set up a manufacturing unit for pharmaceutical. So we're in that process right now. And meanwhile, we're signing up contracts to supply the pharmaceuticals to the government there until the units are set up. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very exciting. The pharmaceutical part of the business is something that we really close to our heart. We believe that we can make a big difference for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Again, some of our registrations, so we are FDA approved as a company. We're Health Canada approved in the Canadian companies. So that's that. Next. PODS Health India. So India, we have the FSSAI certificate, meaning we can do all our wellness products. We have our export IEC code, so then we can export the product. That's good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And for our pharmaceuticals, we have the Form 20, Form 21, meaning that we can manufacture and distribute the pharmaceuticals in India. It also is it's called the wholesale license and also the export license. So there's our licenses for India.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so some of the feedback. Sean, do you want to take this on?
Yeah, so this is some of the feedback that we've gotten from various customers, from governments to many government entities and other private corporations in the US. And yeah, so thank you everyone, Deepak.
Yeah.
For hearing our presentation.
Well, thank you guys so much. I'd like to open it up to questions now, and I'll just throw out my first one from myself. How did you guys come to find out that Muriel needed some help and whatnot, and how did that relationship build in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, Martin. So what happened was at the time we were getting a lot of inquiries from every state within the US. The US were, I think, the largest buyers of ventilators and PPE equipment. And we all know about that because recently we've seen in the news of the stockpiles. But at that time, we got contacted by several states, brokers, and then eventually through their OCP procurement teams, they came to us and said, look, we need assistance. They got scammed by many people actually supplying ventilators that never actually got the ventilators to them. They lost a lot of money. So we stepped in and said, look, we can help you out here, and here we go. Take some ventilators, and that started a good relationship with them. So yeah, listen, I mean, you have to give to get. Number one. Number two is, and something it's not all about getting; it's all about giving, right? So we're just here to help.
Thank you so much for doing that here in America and all the other donations around the world. Any other questions today from members? Yeah.
I have one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Great presentation. I do have a question. So you talked a little bit about your initiatives for moving forward for the future and things you're working on. That was on the general base. There are gaps to be filled and there's always room for growth. So would you say your company is looking to fill more technical gaps because we are in a digital age, or are you looking to fill perhaps more of a behavioral gap, for the sense of the community and sustainability? Maybe it's both. I know that's a loaded question, but I would like to know, if we were to help you, I love that quote that you posted, by the way, coming together is the beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success, by Henry Ford. But here we are. Can we help you specifically? And again, thank you for your presentation.
Oh, thank you so much for asking the question. Our main aim is, we have the expertise of many things on the back end, right? India is it's a very growing force right now in this world, where Make in India has been a big push. So what we're doing is trying to use that and help manufacturers get licensed into USA, Canada, and other countries. And by helping them, we're actually producing more goods that can actually then benefit other people, right? So that's the key. And on the other end is, this is why I moved to Canada, was actually to then understand the needs, understand where we can help, right? So I wouldn't say we are expert in any one thing, but we would love to support in any way we can, right? So if it has to be IT, then yeah, India's the IT capital of the world, right? So we can tap in there if you need a certain product. So this is what happened. Actually, our biggest failure was that we had too much to offer, and even though people loved us and wanted to work with us, they couldn't make a decision on what they wanted to work on because it's just too big a spectrum. So what we then did was we focused on one product, which was the gloves for the US, because it was much easier for us. And we presented the gloves because it's a long term. Because remember, the gloves is a very interesting market, because not just healthcare, now every other business now wants to have hand protection, right? So if you're doing in the CBD farming, you're doing in the warehouse, you're doing in aesthetics. But I don't know if you've seen it even in the shop or in the supermarkets now. Everyone wants to wear some form of hand protection, right? So, but one glove doesn't suit all environments or end users, and one glove doesn't fit all, right? So that's where the opportunity is. But the problem that we're facing is that because the governments had bought so much, now everyone's trying to get rid of what they have at such ridiculous prices. It doesn't even make sense to even bring any more gloves. But what we have is something unique, and that's where we really again developed that, because there was a need for it, right? There was new market segments opening up. There was a massive demand of people looking for opportunity, or looking for the right protection product for their staff. For their customers. So that's where we stepped in. But it's going to take time, because we've got to get rid of all the other gloves that are lying there, and then but it's fine. We developed it, we're ready to go. I mean, we have dental gloves that even have flavor on it. So we've got bubble gum for kids, we've got mint for adults. We got great flavor. So when the dentist is actually doing his thing, the patient's not feeling a rubber taste; they're getting a flavor. So it's you just got to kind of the imaginative things that we're trying to do for the future, trying to build unique products. But it takes time. And yeah, but the thing is, we need support as well. I mean, to spend the money on the back end, it needs to then also get utilized on the other end, and we get the money back in, but it doesn't work. We work with a group called Paytm in India. They were the first company where they did payment gateways. So that again, so we can literally plug you in there. I mean, they're the Amazon of India right now. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, SoftBank, Jack Ma, all these are investors in this one company. So you can see how and we're very close with them. I mean, so there's an opportunity there to bring expertise from India into America and other countries, and that's all we're trying to do. It's just that we specialize in healthcare so much.
Thank you, and you've come. Yeah, thank you, and you've come to the right place, because this is where we make it happen. We don't let things go to waste. Everything is recyclable and good for our economy, one way or another. You come to a good place. Marty, back to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
In New York, and over to Ritu Chopra in New Jersey.
Yes, thank you, Deepak. This is wonderful. Excellent presentation. I have first a comment, and then I will summarize my two-part questions at the end. So first of all, your foundation and your efforts, both Patanjali, which is in a big Ayurvedic-based a company with the natural products. So collaboration with them and working with the day-to-day needs, such as vitamins, healthcare, wellness products, etc. This is amazing. So I'm coming from professionally from a technical background, and I know the IT compliance. So I know every country has its own, even in the healthcare space. So when we talk about IT compliance, I'm saying that technology plays a big role in wellness or healthcare itself. And the second is a personal experience is being in the US. Over time, I have experienced people's attention shifting towards holistic health in recent years, especially in COVID. So during COVID and personally, I am practitioners of meditation and Ayurveda myself. So my now two-part question is, bringing together the production of the wellness product as well as the technology space. So I will try my best to separate the question, but here it is. Given the artificial intelligence, predictive analytics, etc., and United Nations concerns of future pandemics, global health, warfare, etc. So all that kind of makes it so complex for healthcare professionals, where to focus attention. So I wanted to see where in your foundation work, in more philanthropic work, do you also bring in elements of educating people, not just the patient, but people in general, that education of self-care becomes an important part alongside the wellness?
Yeah, absolutely, Ritu. So this is where our UK Trust comes into. So our UK Trust is mainly based on education. I mean, yoga itself, I mean, you would think of the yoga as 90% moving and exercise, but it's not. It's 95% breathing, right? It's breathing technique. So it's about learning these things every day. But the main thing that we like to do is that's where if you actually understand what Patanjali do in India, the main founder, Swami Ramdev, he actually have 3 or 4 TV channels where they actually show and train people to do the yoga, and there's actually education on the products, and et cetera, and that's why it became so popular. But you can understand, when you have mass requirement of one product and you only have 10 machines, it's impossible, right? So this is where qualities might drop or whatever. But what we have to do is we actually need to do manufacturing in other countries. We need to get that training. Not even that, we also have colleges and universities built by Patanjali in India who are actually training Ayurvedic doctors to then go abroad and do their job, right? So that system's in place, but it's going to take time to even manage to that. India itself is now the largest populated country in the world. So just handling India itself is a big, massive task. Forget the world, if you know what I mean. But they are so open and always wanting to help wherever they can. They're not even by investing. They're actually educating everyone they can, whoever they meet. And they've opened a center in Iran, Nepal, They were there doing classes in Brazil, even in China. So yeah, I mean, it's a mission. They say Rome wasn't built in a day, and that's what it is. It's a mission that we just have to work towards. But educating is key. 100% agree.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ritu. Welcome to Dr. Shazia from India. Also, Carolina is on from Santiago, Chile. Over on the other side, she was saying hello from YouTube. Any other questions today for our guests before they run off?
I do. If you ever want to be a guest to highlight your dear father in legacy, we do have this club was founded by the United States Presidential Services Center, which is also a non-for-profit organization, and we have on the Presents Network TV the Goodbye I Love You show, which Mr. Graham is a sponsor for, and I welcome and invite you to maybe come on and highlight the legacy of your father in his memory. Again, thank you very much for joining us today. And again, we love your non-for-profit and your organization. Thank you.
No,
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for having me, Martin. It was wonderful. I'm not the best speaker, but I did my best. I tried my best. But
I felt
you
that you did
Martin.
a fantastic job, and I love the quote by Henry Ford again: "Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success." We really have learned a lot with that, honestly, ourselves, and it's something to keep in mind together. We have been working together so much across the earth in places in Ukraine. And this is a team sport, which is why we brought on Mountain Seed, Be an Angel, Friends of Be an Angel, and Phoenix Foundation. Initially, we were very scared working with these partners and whatnot that we had no idea anything about. But over the past year and a half, we've learned that, it's just really has got to be a team sport. We have impressive numbers in Rotary, and it's wonderful to see 433 million collected by our foundation in 1 year, but we're just not big enough. We don't have access to the 50 to 80 trillion we wish we had. And so it is a team sport, and it's our sincere joy to be thankful for you being here today, Deepak. Thank you so much. And to Sean, our member who brought you to us. Dr. Pauline, would you please offer a thank you for them and a goodbye as we move on to club business?
Absolutely. I think you delivered that extremely well, Deepak, and especially as you're sitting in another part of the world. And thank you, Sean, for bringing Deepak to us. I was very impressed with what your foundation is doing and how far out it stretches, and all the people who are impacted by your work is fundamentally fantastic. So thank you for being here, and thank you for joining us, and hopefully you'll keep aligned with us and join our members. Thank you.
So much
Absolutely.
from Rotary International. Have a great week, guys. Feel free to stay around for the rest of our meeting. I'm going to just shift the focus quickly now to our financial reports. Of course, are online. And anybody that would like to look at our income statement or balance sheet is on our website 24 hours per day. Also, we have been uploading previous presentations this week and putting them up online for your viewing pleasure. And this one from PODS Health is going to be put up. You would find those under documents. Welcome, Dr. Rodriguez, headed over to Tampa today. Exciting moment with Mike is going to be delivering a statue and a gift, acrylic statue to one of our members there. We had a meeting yesterday to make arrangements. Mike, would you tell us about your mission and your journey today?
As we speak, I'm leaving one side of Tampa on my way to see Dr. Shannon Williams to deliver a beautiful acrylic recognition trophy of appreciation from Somaliland. I spoke to her, I believe her husband yesterday, and I'm very excited to pass this on. It was an amazing event. I'm sorry I'm catching on at the end here. As you know, I had an 11 o'clock, but it truly was an amazing event, and I hope that she's just as happy as I was to receive the same award in appreciation of all the work that has gone on, especially through Rotary in establishing themselves in an area that has over 5 million people.
Yeah.
So it's pretty exciting.
Exactly. And we have one of those acrylic crystal trophies that's going to be shipped out to Las Vegas for Dr. Pauline. Also, Dr. Pauline.
Oh.
Congratulations to you from the people of Somaliland. They wanted you
Fantastic.
also to receive a trophy. As we announced, we are now opening and formally recognizing the people of Somaliland from the United States Presidential Service Center, but we are opening a Rotary office there. And Anab Ali has led us to that with all of the success of having now the office in Ukraine. In Somaliland, they have requested information to be processed through our governor that would allow them to begin to open and formally recognize a Rotaract club. So this will be a first in world history in Somaliland, and that's one of the trophies is going out to you, Pauline.
Oh my goodness me, that's fantastic! Thank you.
They were beautiful crystal trophies with a full color digitization, and it's in a very pretty robin's egg box. But don't get too excited; it's not from Tiffany. It's the same color box from Tiffany, but it's a wonderful crystal trophy. And one also that I'll be delivering for Joy Nicole Martinez. I also would like to celebrate two of our newest Paul Harris Fellows. One is coming up here very soon with Elaine. Doris is going to be getting one, Doris Kennedy. Doris Elaine Smar is going to be getting her Paul Harris Fellow. Patty, could you tell us where we're at in the process with the foundation? I think as we approach June, are we finishing up her Paul Harris Fellowship?
Yes. So we are starting to crack down on the time frame for this, cashing in your chips for the Paul Harris. And yes, we want to send out that official form that we are so graciously accepting from Fidos. He is matching every member 500 who can go ahead and become a Paul Harris Fellow. And, some people did it on their own. Some people are getting the benefits of this donation, but nonetheless, we are submitting all our Paul Harris points over by June 1st. And there are 2 forms we have to complete. So we will be getting together for a finalization before we sign any, lines or dots. But yes, it's coming together really, really nicely. So congratulations. And again, Dr. Miguel Rodriguez initiated this. Fidos was so nice to give such donations. And again, thank you for everybody who was able to complete that Paul Harris initiative so we can just do greater things. What can I tell you?
Yeah, exactly. And to explain that and unwind that, you need $1,000 donated total. It could take you 5 years, 8 years, whatever. You donate $10 here, $20 another year. When you hit 1,000, you become a Paul Harris Fellow. You get the certificate. They'll send you the gold pin. And so Doris gave me the $500 to deposit for her. I did it with my credit card. She just gave it to me in cash and said, Marty, do that for me. That has been recorded, and it's available online. You can see. And Firoz Pira, one of our most affluent members, has offered to donate the other 500 points from his account. He has tens and tens of thousands of points. I'll just not reveal anything, but just say well over 50,000 points. So he is offering for anybody that puts up half and reaches the $500 mark, he will donate from his account 500 points to match you. And Patty sends in a form with Dr. Rodriguez who is our foundation chairperson. And then that makes you hit 1,000. And then you will notice that in the mail, Rotary's done a very good job, because we did this last week with Stormy. She got her Paul Harris Fellow. Rotary now allows the certificate to be shipped with the gold pin to the person's home. In the past, when I got my Paul Harris Fellowship, everything was shipped automatically with a Robotoid to the secretary. And so one day Patty called me and said, I just got a big box in the mail with a gift all for you. And it was kind of dumb. And Patty was like, now I'll just ship it all down to North Carolina. How stupid and a waste of money this was. I can tell you from last week, the Paul Harris Fellow Program, in celebrating Stormy, also 2 more members, thanks to Dr. Rodriguez becoming Paul Harris Fellow, Stormy Mongello and Doris Elaine Smar. Welcome to the fellowship.
Marty, I do want to also note something really important, that it's not just about the pin. I feel like the pin just verifies when you go to like a Rotary event, hey, she means business. She's donating to the foundation. We have seen first-handed where this money goes. Okay, it's not just about the pin; it's where the money goes and what we do with it. So I did want to highlight that foundation part of the whole Paul Harris. So we are very grateful. And again, back to you, Marty.
No, you're right about that, Patty. I mean, it's quite intimidating when I talk with hedge funds and other foundations. They'll ask me, how much is your foundation handing out, and what are you doing? And I'm like, oh yeah, we're doing about 161 million per year in grants that never need to be paid back right now. They're like, oh my gosh, our family trust and office is doing like 10 million per year. So they are pretty impressed with what we're doing, guys. With that, I think that wraps up. Patty, you're the secretary. Does that wrap up old business?
Well, I just really invite everybody to go to the Rotary RotaryGlobalImpact.org, our website, because, up on the menu, there's just really great things. You could see all the previous shows, because the presenters are just like we had today, amazing. Number 2, you could even become a guest speaker. So the link is right there. Number 3, there's the calendar for district events, international events, sign up for the magazine. There's just great stuff in there. So I invite you to go check out our website. Marty, back to you.
Yeah, thank you. Our website has quadrupled in size. Yesterday, an additional 14,000 some characters were added. I believe 22 movies were added to the website yesterday. We're on a mean roll. I'll just tell you that. We're well over 50, 60 videos on our playlist, and people are just blown away and impressed. And the finest compliment of that was on stage when the moderator said, it's pretty amazing that Rotary Club of Global Impact is now winning this second award in front of the whole crowd for the highest percentage of people attending this convention in Charlotte, North Carolina. The highest percentage of any club out of 54, 56 clubs. Rotary Club of Global Impact, and everyone started clapping. 53%. It was a tiebreaker. We had, and the thing that she said when she was clapping was, which is pretty impressive. I will quote her, Patty, because you were there, which is pretty impressive considering they had people fly in from other continents to be here tonight. Okay. From other continents. All right. And this was a district convention for Charlotte. So with that, I will now open up the floor, according to Robert's Rules of Order, for new business. Anybody for new business?
I did mention at the beginning for the Jennifer Award, and we are going to put out the forms to see if we should even have that kind of an award. So we are going to be taking, those votes in for the Jennifer Initiative, the Jennifer Award Initiative.
Yeah, thank you. And my fail-safe for that and coping mechanism is I'm going to give the award from my presidency, and then if it's voted down and the club doesn't want it or won't tolerate it, I'm going to probably shift it to the presidential center so that we can still award that to a deserving lady. My focus on that was that all members, men and women, as well as non-binary members, would feel free to vote for it. It wouldn't just be women. I'm voting for it, but that the award itself would only be focused on superlative ladies within the professional business sense who are giving so much to the world in any facet, shape, industry, or form. So I'll just say that. Any other new business today? I'd like to now move to close our meeting and ask Dr. Desiree Richardson in London, England, if she would offer us 1 minute of love. She does such a wonderful job with that. Last night, I would just be remiss if I didn't say Dr. Desiree received another award at a ceremony and a gathering in London, which was pretty big. And she is just coming back from her epic trip to India, where she was given another honorary doctorate and featured on stage for a week, all expense paid trip to India. 1 minute of love, Dr. Desiree Richardson.
Thank you so much, Marty, and saying hi and hello to everyone who are watching the broadcast right now, and those of you who will be joining us later. I am the creator of the leading global women's influential and empowering brands such as Face of Woha, Breaking the Ice Talks, and Woha, and also the founder of Go Heart Gentlemen of Heart Awards. My foundation, Women of Heart Foundation, has led enormous amount of international projects in different countries with global women ambassadors. My message for you today is I'll be sharing today's wisdom. It is to protect your essence, but share your inspiration. Always stay beautiful on the inside and protect your thoughts by empowering them with good intentions. That, when you do that, it will restore and maintain your significance. So shine that light of hope and love and create a path of uniqueness for everyone to strive for purity while keeping their identity. Your identity is your unique birthprint. There is one you in the universe, so shine on in all your glory, but be modest in humility and love. Thank you so much. Lots of love.
Thank you.
And
Thank
my
you.
favorite quote,
Thank
my
you.
favorite quote, put love in all you do. When love wins, the world wins. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much, Dr. Desiree. I'd like to ask for a motion to close today's meeting.
I said the
Ready for
most.
motion.
Can I get a second from somebody to end today's meeting at 12:07 p.m.? Today is
I'll
May 9th,
second.
2023.
We got a
A
second.
second has been received by Dr. Rodriguez and recorded by Global Secretary Patty Frudenberg. Thank you guys so much once again for joining us. We will see you in 2 weeks for another presentation. And we honor you and thank you so much for all you have done to donate to the funds with Rotary. And in closing today, we have this wonderful presentation for you. It's quiet right now, but the music will come on in a second.
strong, I could be strong for you. I could see go, I can't see where to start. I could be anything you want me to. I was a stranger when you took me in. I was forever in your arms so thin. You could be sad, it could be said and done. I will be there, I'll keep on holding on. I will be there to take away the shame. I could be there when the pale light fades. No, I'm not him, but I would see your pain. I could be there when the pale light fades. When the pale light fades.
Well, thank you, everybody. That ends another meeting for us. Thank you also to Carolina from Chile for popping in. Carolina Isabel Marin Marino for popping in from Chile. We appreciate you and all of our other guests who sent their felicitations and salutations. I'm Marty Mangello from the Rotary Club of Global Impact, and we really appreciate all of the things you're doing and donations to Rotary and to the Rotary Foundation. As Patty mentioned today, our club does answer the phone every day in our offices. We welcome calls and we'll help members. We have a new member coming back to us, Confidence Ajayi, and he has been working on just coming back in from Africa. He lives there, of course, in Ghana. And welcoming back Confidence Ajayi into Rotary Club of Global Impact. And the last thing I would mention is we are very proud of the award that was won. This was just recently, of course, during the mega convention, which was held in Charlotte this past weekend. We were so proud for our club, the first year of operation, to receive this award. And it was for community service projects. So this was like super exciting and a super proud moment for all of us. Thank you for everything you're doing. Keep up the great work.
When people ask us who we are, we tell them we're problem solvers, opportunity creators, and change makers. We are Rotary. Around the world, our network of 1.4 million neighbors, friends, and leaders volunteer their skills and resources to solve issues and address community needs. Take action with us. Find out more at rotary.org/action.
Do so much. But together, progress is boundless. Together, we provide training and resources to people and communities, growing local economies, supporting education, and promoting peace. Together, we help those who need us the most, preventing diseases, providing clean water, sanitation, and hygiene, and supporting mothers and their children. Together, we make a difference. And it is all thanks to you. As Rotary members, we challenge ourselves to do better. Only looking back to see how far we have come. Last year, more than $430 million was contributed to the Rotary Foundation. Because of you, over 1,190 global grants, 470 district grants, and 225 disaster response grants were funded. And over $15 million was donated to support refugees from Ukraine. Thank you for supporting the Rotary Foundation and all you do on behalf of others. Because of you, together we can do even more good.